All right, my friends, please tell me you can hear me. Nick, can you hear me? All right, excellent. And my friends, welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live with me, Mike Avery. Hey, Cliff, good evening, buddy. How are you? Sean, always a pleasure. Sean, when you told me about where you live, I'm like, that is the coolest place in the world. Hey, Mike, good afternoon, buddy. How are you? And you can hear me tonight, right? Right? All right. I'm trying a new audio setup. I actually went back to a different converter box, a digital to audio or an analog to digital converter. And it seems like it's actually working a little bit better. So this might be what I stick with. This is the one that I use in the radio studios in the morning. Okay, I did turn that off. Oh, no, I didn't. Now it's off. So many things to keep track of for my old brain. So let's see who we've got on along with us tonight. Eric, good evening. How are you? Scott, congrats. Thank you. It's right there. There it is. I couldn't help but it's the coolest trophy I've ever gotten. I got to show it off. Larry, how are you? Yes, sounds good. Thank you. Hello, Craig. How are you, buddy? Nice to have you along with us. Hello, Jim. You can hear me. Excellent. Johnny slammed in it. I'll show you pics. 2 pike over 10 pounds. Please. I want to see those pictures. Loud and clear. Excellent. That's what I was trying to do. And we'll see when we bring Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats in here in a little bit, how our audio levels match up too. So I'm tweaking some things. I want everything to be as good as it possibly can. I want it to be as easy for you to listen to this as it possibly can. Outdoor Conquest, good evening, buddy. How are you? Oh, coming in so fast and furious, I can't even keep track of things tonight. Got the boat ready to rock. Dean, good evening. Sal says he hears me just fine. Facebook and YouTube is good. WRSC JS74. Is that, it's a call sign. What is that? Is that a flight thing or is that a ham radio thing? What is that? Hey, Paul, it was wonderful to see you and the crew as well in Gaylord last weekend. Eric, good evening. All is excellent. Ricky Lee, good evening. How are you? Paul says he got to touch it. That thing right there, Paul got to put his hands on it. Dan, good evening. Hello, Steve. Uncle Johnny, how are you? Skinny Water Rat Tony, nice to have you along with us. Ed, always a pleasure. I know it's still light out. I got my light on here, but I got light coming in the office window too. How cool is that? Pastor. Oh. Hey, Mike, how are you? All right. I wasn't putting 2 and 2 together. All right. Now I know. Now I will make that mental note and try to remember. Pastor, we look forward to seeing you. Well, number one, it was nice to see you at the Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner and Auction. By the way, you heard about Pastor Dave Sherry, right? Anyway, we won't go there now, but he was a great pastor for Trinity. And then, Pastor, we will look forward to seeing you, if you're up to it, at the Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack Restaurant on April 23rd. Tonight, we are going to give away a couple of things. We're going to give away our first Michigan brand ham for the holidays as part of our Lenten celebration, a ham for Lent. That's why Nick Grillo is standing by. And we will also give away a $25 gift certificate to the Lumberjack Restaurant. I just have to check and see who's going to give that away tonight. If you're on here, let me know and remind me. Jim checking in from Tennessee. It's been hot here today, 80 degrees. Nice nights. Patrick, good evening. Jim, good evening. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Chris, good evening. Hello, Lori. How are you? Paul, great show last week, especially with Lance Valentine. Anytime you can get Lance Valentine on the air, it is a great show because Lance is absolutely phenomenal. Gigi checking in, but it's not Gigi who is giving away the gift certificate tonight. Brent, good evening, buddy. How are you? All is well, Jeff. Thank you. I hope all is well with you as well. So a couple of things to talk about tonight. I told you last week, red-winged blackbirds came back 1 week ago today. But you know what else is back? Those big flying rats. You might know them as Canada geese. Oh, Latest word today, the DNR announced this morning that, is it Livingston County? Let me check. Washtenaw County. Here's the news release, in fact. Washtenaw is now the 15th Michigan county where chronic wasting disease has been identified in the wild deer population. An adult buck found acting ill in Salem Township recently tested positive for CWD. So add one more to the list. Building poles. Hey, Captain, how are you? Mounting LEDs under the gunnels of the Kingfisher all day. That is a sweet boat. Did I drink my six-pack? No, I didn't yet. I have not. Louie, how are you? Dave, always a pleasure. We will talk about the MUCC convention tonight, which is where I got that award right there. Update on rod restrictions, a golf outing. The website to sign up for the second annual Mikey Re Outdoors charity golf outing will be open this weekend. It'll be mucc.org/golf. Security credit. Last year we made $10,000 on the event, which I thought was great for a first-year event. All right, Facebook likes my thumbs up. This year, Security Credit Union has already committed to the top dog sponsor level. They're giving us $7,500 right off the bat. So last year, my goal was to make $10,000 on the golf outing. My goal this year is to clear $30,000 for MUCC's youth camp. We can do it with your help, and I know I can count on you. Hello, Judy. It was so nice to see you in Gaylord. Julie, good evening. Let's get rid of those restrictions. I agree. They are flying rats. Well, they're not, Doug. They're not, Doug. Seagulls are flying rats. Geese are big flying rats. Bernie, how are you? It would be cool to beat Rob's event. When I was feeling really cocky, right? So I go to this MUCC convention. I'm thinking, we made $10,000 on our event. And I hear about this other guy, Rob. They made $100,000 on their first year event. I'm like, oops. Okay. Jeff is having Wi-Fi issues. You'll be choosing the winner. Excellent. We'll talk to Nick first, and then we'll go to you. Terry, good evening. 10X, fix it. Jim says, almost 200 lures painted, needs hooks and split rings. I'll bring some to the Lumberjack. Excellent. Will you give those away for door prizes or raffles or something, Jim? I appreciate that. Thank you, Judy. I appreciate that. Crows are flying rats, too. Well, Tony, you're doing your best to take care of those. Hello, Craig. All right, so we can get Nick out of here, and we don't take up his whole night. Let me just set the stage here. Probably everybody who's on here knows our friend Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. I first started working with Michigan Brand several years ago now, and it's been a wonderful partnership because, first of all, I love the Grillo family. They're just great people, and they're hardcore hunters and anglers, especially the Lumberjack will be Wednesday, April 23rd, Paul, the first Wednesday after Easter. Grillos are great people. They love to hunt and fish, especially Nick. I've worked very closely with Nick in promoting Michigan Brand Meats. And one of the ideas we came up with a few years ago was ham for the holidays, a takeoff on home for the holidays, just like Wednesday Night Live is a takeoff on Saturday Night Live, right? I'm not a brain surgeon. I'm not, I don't come up with great ideas, but they tend to stick. So we give away ham for the holidays in the fall, and then we give them away during Lent leading up to Easter. We got busy last week and didn't get it started, so we're going to kick it off this week. And to do that, Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand is going to join me. Nick, good evening, buddy. How are you?
Hey, Mike. Good. How are you tonight?
Good. Can everybody hear Nick? Let me know. Can we hear Nick? Okay. A set for me to use as well. Okay. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Hello, Jeff. Grillo's rule, Paul Hudak says. Good evening, Ron. All right. I want to talk to Nick here. Ron, hey, Nick, look who's on here.
What's up, Ron?
Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters.
Pretty good guy right there,
Nick.
huh, Mike?
He's a great guy. All right, we can hear Nick. Ron is a great guy. Are you hunting with him this year, Nick? You
Actually,
taking?
now I'm making it up, taking a year off, which is already killing me thinking about not going up there.
But you did just get back from this time. It was a real adventure. Where down in Arkansas?
Yep, Arkansas. We went down for a snow goose hunt, which I've done the last 4 years. Last year, 75 degrees for 3 days straight. This year, the same 3 days, -1 degrees was the coldest day, 6 inches of snow. So it was a lot different kind of hunt this year.
And so, how was the hunting then with that?
Well, let's just say last year we shot and killed 189 geese between 8 guys. This year we killed 10 between 8 guys. Even though they're called snow geese, they don't like the cold. So everyone we were seeing were flying high and far south. They were just trying to get as far south and find 20, 30 degrees warmer. So
See, I thought they wintered there in Arkansas, but you're saying if it's rough in Arkansas, they keep going.
yeah, Louisiana, I guess, is where they spend most of their time.
Oh,
And yeah, if it gets cold, they'll fly 50 to 100 miles in one day just to get 20 degrees warmer, is what they were telling us down
wow.
there. So
Well,
they get the heck out of Dodge, which I don't blame them.
well, listen, you and I, we've talked about this before, and you and I both know this. You don't have to shoot things, a lot of things, to have a good hunt, right?
Exactly, which I went down with my brother Joe. This is the first time he joined us for the goose hunt, and we had a couple of buddies that we always go with, and it was a fun time, except this time we weren't grilling outside and hanging out. We were inside the house playing cards and trying to stay warm. And yeah, so it was a little different feel, but it was still great. And then
I'm sorry, Nick. So tell us, so what's going on at Michigan Brand these days? We talked recently, you had some new flavors coming out. How are those going? Anything else new coming down the pipeline?
going good. Yeah, not too much like new on the horizon. We got quite a few new stores that we're starting up here pretty soon, and so it's going good. We're busy, so we can't complain. This is like the slowest time of year for us is the first quarter with January and February especially. But this year helped a lot with the actual winter we had. It's surprising how much travel matters with the snow because of snowmobilers, skiers, and ice fishermen, obviously. So when you don't have snow and you don't have ice, people were staying home the last couple of years and not traveling. So this winter we had a lot more people on the road and buying jerky for snacks. So yeah, it went a lot better this year just because we had that snow and conditions.
Well, I can tell you firsthand, for a fact, that the Michigan Brand products taste pretty good on the ice.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw those good pictures you had, and I don't know, did the bag and the hunter sticks freeze before you
It didn't.
were able to eat them all, or did
Oh,
you?
well, they didn't last that long, Nick.
Yeah,
You,
there
you
you
know
go.
me. When I crack a bag of those open, it's just I should pace myself more with them, but they're so darn good. Um,
Exactly.
this time of year, will you guys do any processing of hunter taken animals? For example, spring bear coming up. It's going to be a while before we see spring bears in Ontario. But what about, say, turkeys here in Michigan? Will you do those?
Yep, yep, we still will. And we're actually still getting some deer in. Most of it is obviously ones that people put in the freezer and they're just bringing us burger or trim that they cut themselves and they left aside. And so we're still getting some over, even weekly. But we're processing a lot less right now, so we're only doing about once a week. So the wait time is about, 5 to 8 days opposed to like before we were turning around almost every other day, but we're still getting some, even like that snow goose hunt I mentioned. We have people that bring geese in from out of state that are doing that snow goose hunt and they do jerky and everything. So, yep, we're still doing it.
Where do you guys get your meat? I mean, you can't that you sell commercially.
Right.
You can't take a deer that you shot behind the house, process it, and send it out to stores, right?
Correct. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can turn it for that customer, like you're saying. You brought us your bear meat, and we turned it into brats and sausage. We can do that, but you can't sell that. We can't sell it commercially, like you're saying.
So where
So
do you get
all
it?
of our, all over, to be honest, like our beef, we get a lot of it. It's in the states, obviously, but we get a lot out west, like Kansas, Iowa, states like that. A lot of our, even like our wild game, the elk that we put in your peppered elk sticks, the venison for our sausage and our venison jerky meat, buffalo, we get a lot of that from New Zealand. There's a lot of big farms out there that we get a lot of farm raised animals like that. um, for example, even gator, we had to do 3 different states this year. Our main supplier is in Florida, and then our backup is in Louisiana. and we ran out of gator meat a lot this year for whatever reason. Gator was selling better, or maybe just hard to find gator out there. We had to turn to a third state, and so we have different suppliers like that we have to reach out to and find. And but yeah, kangaroo, we get that right from Australia. That's pretty
Wow.
cool to see
Wow.
that come over. We buy a pallet right from Australia and they fly it over. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nick, I know you to be a hardcore fisherman. I mean, you're as hardcore as anybody that I know. Linda's asking a question here. What about fish, though? Does Michigan Brand do anything commercially with fish at all?
So fish is a little tricky because you do have to bring in quite a lot. So if you are looking to do smoked salmon, that's something we can do. Um, the I guess the big thing with the salmon is I'll have to look to see what the poundage is. I think it's like 25 pounds.
Ooh,
But yeah, so it's a pretty big chunk. Now we don't do sausage or anything like that. But as far as smoked fish, we can turn that around and do it for you. We've done some in the past where people have brought in, but mostly it's the meat and where we get, like we mentioned, the
yeah,
venison and
but
the
no fish sold commercially, smoked fish or anything.
So we actually do. We sell smoked salmon strips, is what we call them.
Mm,
So it's actually Brother Joe, Joe. It's
sure.
his recipe. It was my grandpa's recipe for years, and then Joe kind of doctored it up a little bit about 8 or 10 years ago. He added pineapple juice to give it a little more like a citrus sweet flavor. And so we actually do sell that. Not that many stores, to be honest, but we do sell it under the Michigan brand label to a few inside the state. And we call it salmon strips because it's our smoked salmon, but we strip it just like jerky.
Oh,
And
okay.
yep, yep. So
Hey, one last question before we give away this week's ham. You mentioned the fact that you were bringing on new stores. What are you guys up to now here in the state, if you don't mind me asking? And how do we find you guys?
yeah, so it's kind of the same, um, you know, process we've been doing this last couple of years. We're gaining a lot across the whole state. A lot of it is on the west side, going up 131, even all the way up to Traverse City. We were actually, I still haven't told you this story. We were at Turtle Creek, the casino up there. We have the market right up front. It's the big gas station, and we have all of our product in that store, and that actually goes really good. And we have, I think it's like 8 locations just inside Traverse City right now.
Excellent.
Yeah, we were perch fishing, so I got some stories to tell you. We had another heck of a trip anytime we go with Captain Bob
when
up
did when
there.
did you when did you go?
Actually, just yesterday. We stayed the night because we were gonna burbot fish as well, but it was just too rough. We didn't want to go out there and white caps
I,
and we stayed the night, and we did come back today. But uh, it's something, Mike. This is not every single time we go with them. We're catching fish every time. Don't get me wrong, but you talk about jumbos. We caught 29 fish. So I'm not gonna lie, that's not quite normal with them. Usually we get more numbers, but the quality fish, holy cow, we caught 7 fish over 14 inches
oh my goodness.
and 2 over 15, Mike. And we took my uncle, and he got a 15 3/4, which is my PB, but my uncle got his new PB with 15 3/4. And yeah, I think we kept one that was 10 incher, and the rest of them were 11 plus.
Man.
It was something. All the big ones, he found the big school, and they weren't that active, but we were over top of them, and you just had to find the right bites. And it was, like I said, tough bites, but once you caught them, it's like, oh, it's another big one. It was awesome.
When I tell people you're hardcore, I mean I mean it. You fish all the time. Nick, let's kick this off. For folks who have not been here before, the way this works is I will open up the phone line here, the online line, for a
Hmm.
2 minute window. And that 2 minute window is BS. It's just whatever I think. When I start this whole thing, I'll give you a signal. And when we end it, I'll give you a signal. And what you need to do is make your comment about why you would want to win a Michigan brand ham for Lent. Then Nick will send it out to you and you will have it in time for Easter. I will ask you this. If you have won a ham with us in the last year, please don't make a comment. Please keep your comments tasteful And also, please don't say, I will give my ham to a needy family, because even though that is a wonderful thing to do, it makes it very, very hard for Nick. So, with that in mind, contest starts right now. Nick, I'm going to let you go. You keep an eye on things. We'll bring you back, buddy. All
Yep.
right. Nick is watching his phone right now. So you got 2 minutes to make your comments about why you would want to win a Michigan brand ham for Lent. Jim says, I think it's awesome how you help your community and charities out. If I can use what I'm doing here and on the radio show to help some people out, I'm more than happy to. Steve says, congrats again on your award. You see it? It's right there. MUCC Conservation Communicator of the Year. Beautiful trophy, and an award that means more to me probably than any one I've ever gotten, because it's from MUCC. Jerry, good evening. How are you? Friends in India River, thank you. Appreciate that. Taylor says, I know where you get a ham if you don't win. Heading to Missouri, would love to introduce them to Michigan brand hams. All right, make your comments. Nick is standing by. Sure could use a ham to celebrate Easter. Kiss, pick me for Michigan brand ham. Family would love a ham. I would love a Michigan brand ham because my husband loves them. Do we need a ham? Because we haven't had one for Christmas. All right, you've got 1 more minute on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham. Paul says, Paul likes ham. Paul says, Nick, don't pick me. I don't know what that's about. Shannon would love to try one for the first time. We love to put Michigan brand hams in front of people who haven't had them before. Would love a tasteful Michigan brand ham. We'll take a swallow of ham. Just 2 of us taste good. I don't know what. Okay. Take my parents. See, Scott, that's one of those hard ones. I mean, God bless you for that. It's really nice, but that makes it very hard. Never had one, but would it be great to get one? By the way, Nick and the Grillo family gave us a wonderful donation for our Trinity dinner. Michigan brand products for an entire year. We put it in the live auction. It got a very, very good price. 30 seconds on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham. Wouldn't be the Michigan Easter wouldn't be the same without a Michigan brand ham. Amen to that. Nothing would start off the year with a Michigan made ham, made right here in Michigan. Amazing award, Michael. Congratulations. Thanks, guys. Kids playing Frisbee out the window. Love to try a ham with my family. All right, we got some more coming in here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My days of doing the long buzzer are over. It's just so obnoxious. Nick, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. All right, Nick is still looking. So I'll keep talking here for a minute. Ross, Michigan brand whole ham is the best I've ever had. They are excellent, excellent, excellent. Pastor says best for the family at dinner. Was that a thumb up, Nick? Okay, we're ready to go. All right, let me bring Nick back in here. All right, Nick, first of all, before you announce the winner, thank you again for your continued generosity with everything I do. You and the Grillo family have supported everything I do. By the way, I'm putting out an invitation to you right now. If you want to join us for the next Wednesday night live at the Lumberjack, April 23rd, there's your invitation. But
Awesome.
Do you have a winner for us tonight?
I do. And the lucky winner tonight, again, I apologize if I say your last name wrong, is Carl Dekoski. Dekoski. Carl Dekoski.
Koski. Carl. Hey, congrats, Carl. You are the winner of the first Wednesday Night Live Lenten ham for the holidays from Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. Carl, if you would, please send me a private message, or Nick. Nick's on here tonight. Send either one of us a private message with your shipping address, and Nick will get that out to you, as soon as he reasonably can. Nick, just so you give people a heads up on this, like nobody's going to get their ham like the next day after. It'll take a little while to get there, but you'll do your best, right?
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Usually I'll try to get it out this same week, but depending on your location, even in Michigan, there's some spots that take 2 days for shipping. So I don't want anything to sit over the weekend because half the time they just sit inside the truck and not in like a refrigerated warehouse, obviously. So then I'll wait to ship it till the following Monday. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
yep,
Well, I will wait there. I will look forward to hearing your perch stories offline
mhm,
here.
yep,
The website, michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net. If you go to that website and you put in your zip code, there is a store locator there, and you can find the Michigan brand outlet nearest to you. Nick, keep up the good work. I think the world of you. You're a great guy, and appreciate your partnership and your friendship. And we need to go fishing soon.
yep. You're right. Thanks again, Mike, for
All right,
everything.
Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand meets michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net. What a great guy he is. Okay, let me pick up some more comments here. Good evening, Johnny Bowler, the Bear Whisperer. How are you, buddy? Johnny, you just missed your chance to win a Michigan Brand ham. Ruben, checking in from Colorado. Ruben, we would love to send a Michigan Brand ham to Colorado, but you got to win one first. A lot of folks are too late to get in on the contest, but you can do this next week. We will be back now. Oh, you've won one before. Okay. Let me check the calendar here. We've got one tonight. We will give one away the 19th. We will give one away the 26th. Oh, we've only got two more. No, 3, 4. Yeah, we got several more weeks yet. So you got time. We will be back here every Wednesday night giving away a Michigan brand ham right on up until Easter. Okay. You've won one before, never had one. Be awesome. Excellent, excellent. Doug says Linda makes a great ham and pea soup with the leftovers. Oh, I bet. I bet. All right. Okay. We will have a Michigan brand ham for Easter at the Avery House. Do you know how I know that? Because we have a Michigan brand ham at the Avery House for, well, I'm not going to say every holiday, but we have one for every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, and every Easter. Jim says, never tried one before. Jim, it was great to see you at the MUCC convention. I got to tell you, folks, when you watch MUCC in action, I almost said behind the scenes. It's not behind the scenes. This is very transparent, very open. It is a truly member-driven grassroots organization at this convention that any MUCC member can show up and say your piece. They voted on policies. They voted on things they like, things they don't like. They're really a very good group. You know I support them. And one of the things I learned at this convention is there is a very strong and renewed push for individual memberships. You might already be a member of MUCC through your local sportsman's group. I got to be honest with you. Your local sportsman's group pays $5 for you to enter MUCC to be a member. That doesn't cover MUCC's costs. So they're really trying to put a push on for individual members. It's only $40. That helps cover some of the costs. So please consider that. You sign up by going to mucc.org. Also, starting this weekend, the charity golf outing enrollment sign up is going to be open, mucc.org/golf. Okay. Carl DeKoski. I'm pretty good with the buzzer. I don't want to. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. My buzzer voice is just, it's gone. I mean, I could do it. I feel good. I got a lot of wind in me tonight. I could do it, but it's just kind of. Gigi Baker is going to give away something here shortly, but I don't want to make it look like this is just all giveaways. But, nothing wrong with that, is it? Okay, Dukoski said it right. Okay, here we go. Tommy Accardo right now is boiling maple sap. Any tappers on here? Anybody else tapping maple trees this time of year to make maple syrup? Pine River still had some shore ice. The water was very dirty. Nobody catching the water too cold, I think. MichiganBrand.net, indeed. Mike, 30 pounds since the first of the year. That is a huge drop. Way to go. Johnny Bowler said, just had one. They are the best. Brandon, Can't wait for the river to clear up to get those walleye. Craig just boiled his first batch today. Got 5 gallons left to go. Oh, Mike's looking forward. Mike will be at the, well, we've met before, Mike. I look forward to seeing you and your lovely wife, I hope. Craig headed out for perch tomorrow. I'm going to be there with Jackie. Gotcha. They are. They're absolutely. I was not in the room, Paul, when they talked about expanding the mentored youth fund. All you have to do is go to mucc.org. Yep, she's coming for sure. Hey, Mad Jack, how you doing, buddy? Matt, always a pleasure. How are you, my friend? See, the short buzzer. Yeah, the short buzzer. The short buzzer has its fans as well. Okay, a couple more things to talk about before we move on. Oh, you've heard me talk. There we go. Facebook and my thumbs up. You've heard me talk about my quest to change the law for the rod restrictions in Michigan for Great Lakes trolling anglers. We can legally run 3 rods per angler, which is actually quite generous compared to some other states. I think that's arbitrary and capricious, and I don't think that we should even have that law. What does it matter how many rods you use to catch your fish? So, for example, on Saginaw Bay, the fish are protected by the creel limit and the size limit. You can catch 8 fish of 13 inches, which is also very generous, but that's all you can catch. Doesn't matter if you're using 1 rod or using 10. So I would like to see that go away. There are some things in the works. I had presented that to MUCC a few years ago, and because it was my first attempt and I didn't know how the process worked, I got shot down, and that's fair. That's okay. But while I was doing my keynote address on Sunday, I slipped it in there a little bit just to keep them thinking about that, Okay. Here, another big news. I talked about the CWD in Washtenaw County, but I haven't talked about this yet. And this is not official yet. The word has not come down from the DNR. I expect, let me rephrase, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a news release from the department sometime in the next week or so. Here's what I think I know. From pretty reliable sources. If they're pulling the wool over my eyes, shame on me and shame on them, because I believe what I've seen and what they've told me. In Ontonagon County, people have found 2 mountain lion kittens. They took pictures, and I've seen those pictures. Now, I can't vouch that those pictures are from Michigan's Yoop, but I've been told by people that they are. And these people seem like they're, I feel like they're telling me the truth. One guy I talked with had a very convincing story. He was very passionate about it. So if we have mountain lion kittens, we obviously have a breeding population of mountain lions. How does that change the scene from a wildlife management perspective in the UP? It's got to change things, right? So we'll see. I talked about it on the radio show today for this weekend, but I think I do know this, that a DNR wildlife biologist investigated it and went to the site yesterday. What he found and what he's going to say, I don't know. But somebody was there. Okay, let me take some more comments here. Captain Jim, installing a new graph on the boat. Jim, I'm an electronics geek. What did you put on that boat? Stephen, his 4th MUCC convention, and we'll keep going as long as I can. It's very interesting, isn't it, Stephen? Elmer, how are things in Petoskey? Chad, I always had trouble when I run too many rods, tangles and such, just my opinion. And that's an excellent point, actually, Chad. Even if you eliminated, hold on, Eric, even if we eliminated all rod restrictions, there would still be a practical and pragmatic limit based on 2 things: the size of your boat, that is the beam of your boat, and how much room you have, and what your trolling experience is. You can't take somebody who's just learning to run offshore boards and expect they're going to run 6 boards on every side and not get tangled. But people who have been doing this for years can do it. Now, do we still get tangled? Yes. But the point is that when you run too many rods, you're going to get tangled up and you won't run so many rods. So it is it's a self-regulating rule. Eric says, I thought we didn't have a mating pier in the Upper Peninsula. And that's my point. The DNR has been saying for a long time, yes, we do have cougars, puma, mountain lions in the UP, but we don't have any breeding pairs. See, it appears now that that is indeed the case. What you did last year, Paul, was you originally at the convention, there was a resolution in opposition to it, and that did not pass. But it was similar. Yes, Lawrence Elite F9, FS 9-inch, nice. Johnny Bowler, the date for the West Branch Wednesday Night Live is Wednesday, April 23rd. By the way, you can call now for reservations. 989 343 0892. 989 343 0892. If nobody answers and you have to leave a message, leave your name, the number of people in your party, and a callback number so the folks there can verify. While we're at it, let's give away a $25 gift card to the Lumberjack. Now, this is going to work just like the Michigan brand giveaway worked. When I give you the go-ahead, you will give your comments. It'll be another 2-minute, roughly, contest. Now, you can use that $25 gift card at the Lumberjack for our event or any other time. Gigi Baker is standing by, and she will make that determination. Make your comments right now. Why would you like to win that gift card to the Lumberjack? How do we know cougars, mountain lions interact with the wolves? How do we know? How do they? I don't know. That's a very good question, Elmer, and I do not have a clue. April 23rd, yes. Chad, 3 guys. I run 7, 3 out each side, 1 out the back. The most I've ever run on the Angler Quest, I think, was 14. I've ran 12 before. To run 12 rods, you got to have the right weather. For me, I've got to have the right weather conditions and the right crew. And I think we actually snuck another 2 down rods out one time, and I had 14 out. Whew. Playing with fire. One person should be able to run at least 4 rods, 2 on each side. I don't disagree at all. Do you plan to do more shore fishing this year, Mike, when not on the boat? No, Joe, I actually don't. While I'm waiting for the Angler Quest, I hope to take advantage of the generosity of my friends who do have boats, maybe including Nick Grillo. Cliff says, Gigi, pick me for the gift card. Paul, I'd love to get me a Big Axe burger. They're excellent. Johnny, are you coming down? God bless you, my friend. Get your butt into the Lumberjack. It is a great experience. The food is outstanding. Louie, never been there. Would be a date night adventure with my wife. It would, Louie. Excellent, Mad Jack. I will look forward to it. Lumberjack burgers, yes. Chad wants to try a Lumberjack burger. 1 minute. Make your comments on why you want to win that $25 gift card to the Lumberjack restaurant. John, home away from home, West Branch. Love the Lumberjack. I love West Branch. That's the site of our charity golf outing at the West Branch Country Club. I love Forward Corporation. I love West Branch. I love the Lumberjack. Oh, excellent. Jason says, Gigi, pick me and my family. We love the Lumberjack. You guys have been there before. 45 seconds. So Doug says, I get a 3-rod limit for bank or pier fishing so that one person doesn't take up. Yes, I agree completely, Doug. And this would only be for Great Lakes trolling anglers. It would not be for ice fishermen. It would not be for pier fishermen. It would not be for bank fishermen. It would not be for inland lake fishermen. It would be for Great Lakes trolling anglers only. Adam, good evening. Congrats on that walleye. Man, you last few years, some big ones. 5 on your 17-foot tracker, 30 on the Lumberjack restaurant. Captain Jim says he loves it. We run 14 on the charter boat. Comfortably 8 on my 18-footer. Yeah, it all depends on the boat, the beam, and your experience, and the weather, to be honest with you. Scott, no, fine, nothing real earth shattering that I saw. 10. Doug says, oh, please. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kind of fooled you there, didn't I? Didn't see that one coming, did you? Everybody loves the lumberjack. Mike's here. Yes, I think this happens to a lot of people. Mike says, I've passed the lumberjack a million times. I need to stop. A gift certificate would be a reason. Yes. Don't just drive by the lumberjack and say, I've heard about it. It's great. Stop in there and check it out. And we will have the opportunity to do that April 23rd. Somebody asked me about shore fishing. Sean Hodges, who was on here earlier, he may still be here, offered to let me bank fish off from his property on the Saginaw River. And when I saw where he lives, it's like, that would be sweet. If I do any bank fishing, it would be maybe going out to Sean's place in the evening and just, throwing some crankbaits. Other than that, I want to be out in the water, a boat. Going, Mike. Great, Mike. How are you? Elmer says yes. It's funny because when I talk about going up to the lumberjack, Elmer coming from Petoskey says, I'm going down to the lumberjack. Johnny's going to be there. Excellent, Johnny. Your meal is on me, my friend. Paul Bunyan. He's not there anymore. Angler Quest is awesome for trolling. Absolutely awesome. And the golf course, West Branch Country Club, is where we're going to be again. Gigi, who you got for us, Gigi? Jeff, Buzzerman, love it. There it is. Had to turn down the volume. Gigi. See, Gigi, the whole thing of it is you can't put too much thought into it. You can't take too much time. Just do it. Just pick a winner, Gigi. Gigi. It's in your hands. Who's our winner? If you already picked your winner, Gigi, I apologize. Oh, there he is right there. Paul Hudak is the winner. Well, Paul, now, because Paul has been to a Wednesday night live before with his family when it was at Dixie Dave's. So, Paul, I think I have your mailing address, but please send it to me or Gigi directly through a private message, and we will get your Lumberjack Restaurant gift card out so you can join us Wednesday, April 23rd. So some dates to remember. Wednesday, April 23rd, I haven't even said who's on the show this week, is our next Wednesday night live at the Lumberjack. Friday, call 989-343-0892. Friday, July 25th is the second annual Mike Avery Outdoors Charity Golf Outing to benefit MUCC's Youth Camp at the beautiful West Branch Country Club in beautiful West Branch. That website will be open for registration this weekend. It's mucc.org/golf. Coming up on this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show, speaking of MUCC, Amy Trotter, Executive Director, joins me to talk about the convention, which is, by the way, where I won that award right there. Can I just grab it? Is it okay? Can I do this? Can I just grab it? Is that not the nicest award you've ever seen? Thank you, Amy Trotter and staff at MUCC. Then Michigan Hunter, I'll put it back there so you can see it again. Then Michigan Hunter Charlie Wiltsey talks about going to White River, Ontario, Canada to shoot a wolf. He was hunting with my buddy Pete Jones, and he got his wolf. Of course, I posted the picture and nothing but grief from the Antis. In the second hour, Russ Clark of Seahawk Charters out of St. Joe talks about springtime steelhead fishing on the St. Joe River, also early season trolling for coho. Then Neil Godby of the DNR Fisheries Division on the on the sturgeon restoration program. In our third hour, Chris Durson of Rapid River Knives joins me. They are launching a new line of knives So he talks about that. By the way, if you go to rapidriverknifeworks.com, use the promo code Avery10, you get 10% off, and there's still time to sign up for the Idaho Bear Hunt. And of course, we wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. Walleye for Warriors. Let me do something here.
My Avery, master of the wild, your stories and laughter keep us beguiled. Every fish that you catch, every heart.
Walleye for Warriors registration is open for boat captains. Go to walleyesforwarriors.org, walleyesforwarriors.org. Sign up to become a boat captain. You do not have to be a licensed charter captain to be a boat captain for Walleye for Warriors. Hey, thanks for joining me tonight. A lot to get through tonight, right? We had a lot of things going on, but we'll be back here next Wednesday night, 7 o'clock for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Also do a Behind the Mic Wednesday morning at 8:45 from the radio studio. My name is Mike Avery. Website, MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Email address, Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Thanks for joining me tonight, my friends. Have a great evening.